Good afternoon. This is a seminar on sustainable agriculture and innovation in the Asia-Monsoon region, hosted by the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry, and Fisheries of Japan. This year marks the 50th anniversary of ASEAN-Japan Friendship and Cooperation. On October 4th, during the ASEAN-Japan Ministers of Agriculture and Forestry meeting, the ASEAN-Japan MIDORI Cooperation Plan was adopted for strengthening regional cooperations on sustainable and resilient agriculture. Today, we have excellencies and distinguished speakers from FAO, ASEAN member states, and Japanese private enterprises with promising climate-smart technologies to discuss areas of challenges and opportunities with a view to deploying sustainable agricultural technologies. Mark from the Minister of Agriculture, Forestry, and Fisheries of Japan, His Excellency, Mr. Ichiro Miyashita. Now the speech will be made in Japanese. You are welcome to use a headset for the simultaneous interpretation, please.
I am Ichiro Miyashita, Minister of Agriculture, Forestry, and Fisheries of Japan. It is a great pleasure to host this seminar on the occasion of the 50th anniversary of friendship and cooperation between ASEAN and Japan. I'd like to express my sincere gratitude to the FAO, excellencies, and distinguished delegates from Cambodia, Indonesia, and Laos, PDR, as well as Japanese companies. Today, as we face increasing impacts of climate change and international geopolitical risks, improving the sustainability of agriculture and food systems while increasing productivity is essential in ensuring global food security. In May 2021, Japan formulated the MIDORI Strategy, which aims to improve both the productivity and sustainability of agriculture, forestry, and fisheries through innovation. Specifically, Japan is working toward achieving zero emissions in these industries, reducing the use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides, and expanding organic farming. Japan is committed to reducing the environmental burden from the entire food system by visualizing and publicizing the farmers' effort to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and conserve biodiversity to the consumers in a manner that is easy to understand. Furthermore, Japan is promoting carbon credits to incentivize and encourage action on greenhouse gas emissions reductions at farm levels through funding from the private sector. On October 11th, 2023, carbon credits trading started at the Tokyo Stock Exchange. Since Japan and ASEAN member states share similar climate and agricultural conditions, we should be able to work together to build a resilient and sustainable agriculture and food system. The ASEAN-Japan MIDORI Cooperation Plan was adopted in October this year at the ASEAN-Japan Agriculture and Forestry Ministry meeting. Japan will continue to promote cooperative projects utilizing Japanese technologies and experiences to formulate sustainable agriculture and food systems in the Asia-Monsoon region, with a view to ensuring food security in the region. In addition, we will establish a consortium consisting of public and private stakeholders in Japan to support the formulation of such cooperative projects. In today's seminar, the FAO, Cambodia, Indonesia, and Laos PDR will introduce their efforts to build a resilient and sustainable agriculture and food systems. From Japan, private companies with prominent technologies are also invited to discuss the social implementation of innovations and regional cooperation. I'd like to conclude my remark here by expressing my hope that today's seminar will become a step for the further development of global warming countermeasures in the agriculture sectors in the Asian-Monsoon region. Thank you.
Thank you very much, His Excellency, Mr. Miyashita, for your encouraging remark and determination on actualizing ASEAN-Japan MIDORI Cooperation through dissemination of Japanese cutting-edge climate-smart technologies to ASEAN member states. And we are excited to hear the announcement of the establishment of a consortium consisting of public and private stakeholders with a view to facilitate the formulation of cooperative projects between ASEAN member states and Japan. Next, we would like to welcome our distinguished keynote speaker, Her Excellency Dr. Maria Elena Semedo, Deputy Director General at FAO. Her Excellency Dr. Semedo is an expert in global development issues and is leading FAO on the issues around transition to sustainable agriculture and food systems. Dr. Semedo, thank you again for participating in this session. Please take the floor.
Thank you, and good afternoon to all of you. It's really an honor to be here with you. And I'd like to start by thanking the government of Japan for inviting the Food and Agriculture Organization to be part of this event, which puts the spotlight on addressing climate change in agriculture, particularly in the Asia-Monsoon region. The region crucial role in contributing to global food security and food production and food security is being threatened by more frequent and intense climate impacts, as already mentioned by Her Excellency, the Minister of Agriculture of Japan. In 2022, Asia was home to 55%, which represents 402 million of the people in the world affected by hunger. Extreme weather events, shifting precipitation patterns, and rising temperatures are threatening the livelihoods of millions of farmers, herders, fish forkers, forest people, and others who depend on agriculture and natural resources for their livelihood. Change in rainfall patterns, crucial for agriculture in the monsoon region, and in the frequencies and timing of pest and disease outbreaks have combined to lower the yields. We have effects of climate change, the rainfall patterns, but also we have the pest and disease as consequences of climate change. All of these are lowering the yields and the production. Traditional farming practices are being challenged by the unpredictability of monsoons, exacerbating the vulnerability of communities already facing socioeconomic challenges. Asia and Pacific already experience 60% of the global fatalities and 40% of economic loss to the multiple hazards and risks. At the Asian Pacific Climate Week in Malaysia last month, the region sent a strong message to COP28. And the message is transforming towards an inclusive and resilient agri-food systems is critical to achieving global climate goals and tackle undernutrition. And I hope we all be able to take this message forward to COP28. This must be done through equitable, inclusive, and gender responsiveness, while addressing loss and damage in the agriculture sector. The climate has already changed and will continue to change, with largely downside risk for agriculture systems and food security. Farmers, fisheries, forests, and herder actors across Asia and Pacific are already adapting, with or without support, but it's important they are adapting. And agriculture production is also a major source of greenhouse gas emissions from rice cultivation, synthetic fertilizer use, crop residues burning, and manure management. My message to you today is agri-food system solutions are climate solutions. In this regard, FAO, recognizing the need for international and regional cooperation, is working with partners and members in the region to implement both climate change strategy and science and innovation strategy. Innovative solutions exist already. FAO is currently working with 9 countries in the region to promote the uptake of new technologies, including artificial intelligence and advanced geospatial technology, to measure, report, and verify climate adaptation action in agriculture, forestry, and other land use sectors. The Digital Village initiative, implementing in 5 countries in the region, is harnessing the application of digital innovation and technologies, services, and solutions to create better lives and livelihoods for regional communities. Other proactive measures in the region include innovative, sustainable HICE platform standards and other measures to build market for agriculture products. The Asian, dear friends, dear participants, the ASEAN-Japan Minister of Agriculture Cooperation Plan is a good example of fostering international collaboration and innovation to combat climate change in the Asia-Monsoon region, and the minister alluded to that in his opening remarks. The Food and Agriculture Organization and Japan recognize that innovation, and particularly digital innovation, is revolutionizing agri-food systems, enabling smart farming practices, creating employment and employment opportunities in rural areas, especially for women and youth, and contributing to sustainable natural resources management. Let's use today's meeting to exchange ideas, share success stories, and identify actionable steps that will pave the way for a more sustainable and resilient future for the Asian-Monsoon region. To repeat what you have been said, we need action at scale, and we need partnerships. And with strong partnerships, we can boost investment, support countries in assessing climate finance, and ensure that appropriate financial resources reach the small and medium-scale food producers, women, youth, small-scale farmers, and indigenous peoples into the decision-making process. And they have been having a voice here in this COP that they want to be on the table, on the decision-making process. FAO, ladies and gentlemen, stands ready and committed to support nations in the Asian-Monsoon region as they embark in this transformative journey. Together, we can ensure that agri-food system transformation responds to the challenge of climate change and becomes a driving force for positive change in the region and on a global scale. Thank you again for inviting FAO, and wish you a fruitful discussion. Thank you.
Thank you very much for your inspirational speech. Enhancing collaboration in the Asia-Monsoon region, especially in creating climate change resilient agricultural system. MAFF Japan is collaborating with FAO as part of the Accelerating Climate Action in the Asia-Monsoon region. Thank you again for continued support in our activities. Moving on, we would like to move on to the presentations. The presentations from the representative of the ASEAN member states will be on national strategies on sustainable agriculture and climate change. and the key role of innovation and international cooperations as means to providing solution. We first invite Dr. Thatsaka Saphangthong, Director General at the Ministry of Agriculture and Forestry of Laos PDR.
Dear colleague, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to share experience from Laos PDR on the sustainable agriculture and innovation in Laos PDR. My presentation will cover 3 parts. First one is National Program Strategy on Sustainable Agriculture, which is particular focus on climate change mitigation in the agriculture sector. Second is innovation is the key role achieving both enhancing productivity and sustainable current status and challenge. And the third, international cooperation and as the mean of dissemination of the innovation outcomes. Please allow me to highlight the part first on national planning strategy, sustainable agriculture. Laos have recognized the need to address climate change impact on agriculture and have developing national strategy on a sustainable agriculture that's focused on climate change mitigation on agriculture sector. The strategy aims to increase agriculture productivity while reducing greenhouse gas emission and promoting sustainable land use practice. The strategy increased several key components include first, promoting sustainable land use practice. The strategy encourages the use sustainable land to use practices such as agroforestry, conservation agriculture, and integrate farming system to reduce greenhouse emission and increase the resilience of the agriculture sector. Second, increase productivity through improved technology. The strategy promotion the adapt to improving technology practice such as improve crop variety efficiency irrigation system is better fertilizer management to increase agriculture productivity and reduce greenhouse gas emission. Third, promoting renewable energy use. The strategy encourages the use of the renewable energy choice such as solar and biogas to reduce greenhouse gas emission to provide energy for agricultural activity. Four, strengthening agricultural research and extension service. The strategy emphasizes the importance strengthening agricultural research and extension service support the adopt sustainable practice and technologies by enhancing policy and institutional framework. The strategy called the development policy and institutional framework that support sustainable agriculture and climate mitigation in the agriculture sector. Overall national strategy on sustainable agriculture in Laos aim to promote sustainable agriculture practice that increase productivity, reduce greenhouse gas emission, and enhance the resilience of agricultural sector to impact of the climate change. Now I would like to talk about the innovation for achievement, both enhanced productivity and sustainable within part 2 of my presentation. Innovation is crucial for achievement, both enhanced productivity and sustainability in Laos. While some of innovation practice have been adopted in the country, there are still challenges that need to be addressed fully realize potential of the innovation for sustainable agriculture. Current status, agroforestry. Agroforestry is the innovative practice that integrate tree into agriculture. In the Laos, agroforestry have been promoted as the means of the enhancing productivity and sustainability. The government have initiative several programs to promote agroforestry, include sustainable forestry and agriculture land management project. Second, organic farm. Organic farm is another innovative practice that have been gained popularity in Laos. The government have launching the organic agriculture development project to promote organic farm practice and certification. Third, precision agriculture. Precision agriculture innovative use technology to optimize crop yield and reduce input. In the Laos, precision agriculture still it state, but it is potential for it adoption to enhance productivity and sustainability. Challenge. Lack of awareness. Many farmers in Laos not aware to innovative practice that could be enhance the productivity and sustainability. There is need to increase awareness, raising and training program to promote, adapt, and innovation practice. Second, limited access to the technology. Many farmers in our country do not have access to the technology needed to implementation innovation practice. This reduces access to the precision agriculture technology as well as another technologies that could enhance productivity and sustainability. Third, limited research and development. there is need to increase its research and development to identify and develop an innovation practice. They are sustainable for specific condition in Lao PDR for limited funding. Funding research development is the implementation innovation practice limited in Laos. The limited ability farmer adopt innovation practice could enhance and sustainable. May I go to the last part of my presentation? Our country experience international cooperation can play version role in the dissemination of innovation outcome. By working together, the country can share knowledge, experience, and resources to promote the adaptation of innovation practice technology. Here are some ways in international cooperation can facilitate this dissemination of the innovation outcome. First, knowledge share, resource share, joint research and development, and policy coordination, scale up the successful innovation. Sorry for I am run out of time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Thatsaka, for recapturing the challenges Lao PDR is facing and the prospects of technology that helps overcome such challenges, as well as potential areas for cooperation. Thank you very much. Next on the stage, on behalf of Her Excellency Dr. Cham Phaloeun, Undersecretary of State at the Ministry of Agriculture, Forestries, and Fisheries of Cambodia, we now invite Dr. Sen Vang, the Director of General Directorate of Agriculture, Cambodia. The Ministry of Agriculture, Forestries, and Fisheries is promoting climate resilient agriculture, innovation as a key factor for achieving both enhanced productivity and sustainability. So, Dr. Sen Vang, please take the role.
Where's my slide? Okay. Thank you very much for the opportunity for me to speak at this COP28 of the Japan MIDORI Cooperation in ASEAN country. And my regards to Her Excellency Helena, of the representative of the FAO, and also my respect to the Minister of the Ministry of Agriculture of Japan who attend online, and everyone here and online. Thank you very much. Before I start my presentation on the opportunity for Cambodia and Japan cooperations, I would like to appreciate the Japanese Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry, and Fisheries, and the Japanese Ministry of Environment for organizing this event and invite us to present or to share the work of the Cambodia, especially related to the policies and strategy for coping with climate change. And also I would like to appreciate the FAO for the continued support of the work of agriculture sector in Cambodia to become more resilient to climate change. I would like to address at least two projects that FAO have been support Cambodia, which is one is the project on pearl. It is the public social private partnership to promote ecologically sound, climate resilient livelihood in the northern Tonle Sap of Cambodia. And the second project also FO funded on the PCR project, which is promoting the climate resilient livelihood in the lowland rice farmers. Also in the pipeline that FO will support Cambodia on the what called South-South cooperations, FO and China cooperation program to support on the sustainable soil management in Cambodia. So very much appreciate FAO for your strong and continued support. With my presentation on behalf of Her Excellency Chan Phaloeun, I would like to share with you about the policies that Cambodia address climate change in agricultural sectors. And as you can see in the first slide here, agriculture in Cambodia remains contribute about 22% of the gross domestic product. And we have four main subsectors in agriculture: the crop production, livestock, fishery, and forestry. And of that four subsectors, crop production contribute almost 60% of the agricultural GDP. For crops production, we have about 3.4 million hectares of the land grown to rice, and we produce around 12 million tons of rice annually. So we have the area for horticulture production of about 280,000 hectares with the production of 4.4 million tons per year. And then we have the industrial crop production such as cashew, cassava, corn, sugarcane, black pepper, and oil palms with the area of about 1.6 million hectares with the total production of about 19 million tons per year. So the Cambodian agricultural development policy toward the 2030 has the visions to transform our agricultural sector to be a modern, competitive, inclusive, climate resilient, and sustainable sectors. And with this, we promote the sustainable use of natural resource, and we will implement the Cambodia climate change strategy as well. I will talk briefly about that, and we will promote the effective and sustainable use of renewable energy through the establishment of the biogas and promote the environmentally friendly production and product through climate agroecological practices. And we also facilitate in the pathway to achieve the carbon neutralities. And at this point, Cambodia committed to the global initiative on WARP 1.4 per meal soil organic carbon stock by 2030. We also implement the relevant strategy on the response to climate change by using the resource, including in aquaculture production, and facilitate and coordinate the SDG 12 in order to promote environmentally sustainable agricultural production in line with the sustainable management on the fertilizer use and pesticide. So in crop productions, we focus on some of the specific areas here. For example, crop variety breeding program, promoting climate smart and sustainable crop production technologies that are really resilient to climate changes, and strengthening human resource development and information sharings, development of and promoting the primary productions for value added in the context of climate change, and promoting the post-harvest infrastructure facilities for crop production. So this is for forestry. Of course, I don't need to read all, but we also have the highlight to strengthen the community forestry development through the income generations and the plan to regenerate degraded forests. As you can hear the statement by the Cambodia Minister of Environment that we have the action plan to grow 1 million trees per year. And this is in rubber sectors, yeah. And of course, each subsectors we we also focus the need to improve breeding program even in the crop, in the rubber, and in the livestock as well, as you can see here. And fishery, we improve climate tolerance aquaculture production system. So just want to share with you that innovation is the key to achieve productivity and sustainability. So I think some of the ongoing initiatives in our country, we have the agro-ecological agricultures, the conservation agriculture, crop diversity, reduce greenhouse gas emission, increase soil organic carbon, and reduce agrochemical use. Alternate wet and dry cycle, AWD, this is considered to be climate resilient water management that reduces greenhouse gas emission and saving water with no yield penalties. And of course, digital agriculture and artificial intelligence are the solution for crop monitoring, fertilizer optimization, yield forecasting, a production estimate, and assess of the crop damaged by climate disaster. So we have the ongoing initiatives in Cambodia with the cooperation with the Japanese Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry, and Fishery, with the project for the development and social implementation of greenhouse gas emission reduction technologies in the paddy field using the AWD techniques. Also in the northern province of Cambodia, with the aim to reduce the emissions and a better management of water to increase productivity. We also call for the applying of digital agriculture map for the farmlands and soil analysis data on the use of the satellites and the AI technologies to optimize the fertilizer application, to reduce the cost of fertilizer input, to reduce the greenhouse gas emission, especially nitrous oxide related to the nitrogen fertilizers, and increase the farmers' income through carbon credit generation. So with that, I would like to thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Samvang, for your informative presentation and for highlighting the importance of innovation to overcome current challenges. Also, thank you for reiterating ongoing cooperative projects listed in the ASEAN MIDORI Cooperation Plan, along with a call for future collaboration in applying digital agriculture map and soil analysis for optimizing the application for chemical fertilizers. MAFF Japan hopes to further develop our cooperation in these projects. Next, we welcome Dr. Haris Syahbuddin, Executive Secretary of Indonesian Ministry of Agriculture, who will be participating online. Thank you, Dr. Syahbuddin, for taking part in today's seminar, and please kindly start your presentation.
Okay, thank you. Do you hear me? My voice? Hello? Do you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. Good evening from Indonesia and good afternoon, everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, I wish you all a good health. My name Haris Syahbuddin. You can call me just Haris. I am Executive Secretary of Indonesian Agency for Agriculture Instrument Standardization, Ministry of Agriculture. On behalf of Indonesian Agency for Agriculture Instrument Standardization, I would like express our sincere gratitude to Ministry of Agriculture, Forestry and Fisheries Japan to invite us in this meeting. Today, I would like to present our strategy and experience on the agriculture sustainability facing the climate change. I will present some experience and I would also like to provide some challenges and get to obtain on open future collaboration with Japan and any other partnership. Next, please. Climate change impact on agriculture sector issue is getting wider. Due to the increasing temperature, Indonesia projected having the rain pattern changing. Hikes on the extreme variability on dry and wet climate above normal condition. Increasing the dry season contribute to increase the physiological changing in rice plant. This condition, as I mentioned before, has high potential on decreasing the rice production. The picture on this slide shows the area in Indonesia that has potential on rice production. The red color indicate most severe rice production decrease, which are in North Kalimantan, Maluku, North Maluku, and Gorontalo. Next, please. The negative impact on climate change to the economic loss projected up to 544 trillion rupiah, equal with the 39 billion US dollar, 5 trillion yen Japan. These potential economic losses are because of the ship accident and beach inundation, decrease in water availability, decrease in rice productivity, and also increased dengue fever from health sector. In agriculture itself, there is projected will have an economic loss up to 78 trillion rupiah, or equal with 5 billion US dollar, 709 billion yen Japan due to climate change. Next, please. This slide shows the inventory and the achievement of mitigation action from agriculture sector in 2022. The left chart shows the inventory status in 2022. Methane from rice play a role that the main source of greenhouse gases from agriculture in Indonesia, followed by enteric fermentation, direct nutricide from soil and from manure management, urea fertilizer, and indirect nitrocide from manure and soil. From the right side, the table shows that the program Minister of Agriculture that contribute to the mitigation action. They are the best one is coming from water table management on peatland to support estate production contribution to reduce 7.831 million ton in CO2 equivalent. And the second best is the low emission rice varieties contribution to mitigate around 5.03 million ton CO2 equivalent in 2022. And the best third one is the carbon sequestration from annual fruit tree contribute to keep the carbon up to 2.033 million ton CO2 equivalent. The achievement of mitigation greenhouse gas emission in the agriculture sector in 2020 is around 15.60 million ton equivalent CO2. Next, please. The next rule is about the technology of innovation that are already applied related to the adaptation and mitigation. Next, please. This is the information about the adaptation action. As we know, the adaptation is key for agriculture sector facing climate change. In order to provide a good source of planting, Minister of Agriculture provide a water storage such as pond, ditch supplement irrigation, provide fund for restoration of irrigation channel, technology of weather mitigation, modification, build of a protection to localize the flood, and application of soil and water conservation. We also using water saving technology by applicate the alternate wet and dry system. We provide cropping calendar for planting time to forecast the water availability based on the rain pattern data. Next, please. This slide shows some of the technology that have a benefit for adaptation and mitigation in some way. The application of specific rice cultivar that adapt to some particular agroecosystem also contribute on the methane mitigation. The tool on the nitrogen fertilizer balanced rate contribute to the provide nitrogen for plant growth and gaining the high yield. Then it also contribute to the minimize the nitrogen loss through leaching and emission. Next, please. There are some information systems that have already been developed by Ministry of Agriculture. The system are compiled in one address of, you can see that the address of the link. Unfortunately, this provide in Bahasa Indonesia only, not in English yet. We will develop this in English after some while years. The information that provide on this address are soil map, agroclimate map, crop, cropping calendar, land suitability, residual map, thematic map such as potassium and calcium map, and dry land map, and etc. Next, please. I will give you some information system application that is an open access system provided by Minister of Agriculture that contribute to adaptation and mitigation strategy promoting agriculture sustainability. First is a cropping calendar. This system update twice a year based on the two seasons in Indonesia, rainy season and dry season. Cropping calendar now, ASKATAM, acronym from calendar tanam, means cropping calendar in English. In quite detail, SIKATAM as an integrated cropping calendar can be accessed through the katamterpadu.info. This system is suitable for rice yield, dry land, and swampy land. This system provides information such as planting time, fertilizer recommendation, and cultivar for rice, corn, and soybean. SIKATAM is applying United Nations for Public Services Award 2024. However, there are some gaps on this system such as need the water availability data to be inserted into the system and still underdeveloped for swampy land agroecosystem. Next, please. Another information system that we are already developed is SysCrop. SysCrop is a standing crop information system that can be accessed through ics1.bsip.pertanian.go.id, and this system provides planting and harvest area information, provide productivity information, and also fertilizer need. The system using Sentinel-1 satellite. So far, the satellite is free access, and we don't know in the future is it's still free or we have to pay to access. Syscrop using satellite Sentinel-1. The sensor is a synthetic aperture radar, we call SAR, which is free from cloud cover. No issue with time, day and night. The temporal resolution in 10 until 15 days with the spatial resolution is 10 meter square. Next, please. BSIP under Minister of Agriculture also has a technology called soil sensor kit, which is a sensor to analyze soil in quick way. This tool contribute to analyze the status of soil nutrient, then it will give a recommendation for fertilizer rate. By applying the fertilizer right, it will reduce the nutrient leaching and reduce the nitrogen emission to the atmosphere. Next, please. Let's talk about the future practice agriculture production as our experience. Next, please. The sustainability of agriculture sector is important to maintaining the yield and manage the environmental friendly concern. There are some technologies that suitable in Indonesia in different sub-object. For example, the rice field concern, water management with intermittent, alternate wet and dry practices, and saturated water is playing a role for adaptation on lack of a water source, while in the same time contribute to the reduced methane. Then using high yield cultivar with low methane status contribute to the reduce the methane emission from rice field, as I mentioned before that methane rice is the first emitter from agriculture sector in Indonesia. So next, please. Sustainability farming sector that we already developed also has constraint and challenging. There are some constraint and challenging of mitigation action from agriculture. First is the challenging on the historical data activities. The second one, there are some mitigation action that are not calculated yet due to the lack of data activities. Third, the non-government program was not calculated yet. Then the MLRP need to be developed in terms to facing the carbon market. Uncertainty assessment need to be developed, the inventory and mitigation calculation. Next, please. Let's talk about the follow-up as open discussion for collaboration. There are some points regarding the subject of the collaboration from Indonesia, for example, development to standardization of environmentally friendly agriculture zone in terrain. Next, please. On this slide, I will give you practice from Minister of Agriculture already have regarding the greenhouse area gas facilities. This is the laboratory facilities, the measure gas greenhouse gases for agriculture sector. Automatically, we install this kind of laboratory in Central Java. Next, please. Mua also has a chamber for livestock gases. You can see that in this slide, especially for methane from enteric fermentation. Next, please. So the issue of emission getting wider, however, the main core of agriculture sector is still maintaining the high yield. So production is must for agriculture sector, and then same time contribute to reduce the emission. This is our main goal of agriculture development in Indonesia. Next, please. Applying sustainability agriculture system, we standardize agriculture production, contribute to the obtain the agriculture production in good way. Rice production in staple food also implement to sustainability system. Thus promoting the achievement 1900 self-sufficient ratio demonstrated a high level of agri-food system resilience. Next, please. That's all for me. Thank you very much for your attention. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Syahbuddin, for introducing Indonesia's integral approach in an adaptation and mitigation utilizing information technology. Furthermore, thank you for emphasizing potential areas for future collaboration, including water management and rice paddy, MRV, and livestock feed quality. Our final presenter in this section is Mr. Sakamoto from Japanese startup Sagri. Sagri specializes in satellite image analysis combined with AI and has developed a system that can detect nitrogen distribution in farmlands. Mr. Sakamoto, please come up to the podium.
Good afternoon, everyone. Hope you guys are not too tired, so I'll be quick as much as possible. First of all, thank you for Japan MAFF for giving the opportunity to Sagri as their representative Japanese company to speak at this COP28. So I'm Kazuki Sakamoto. I'm head of ASEAN business at Sagri, and I was previously working at WFP as well as JICA. So I'm personally very happy to be part of this climate change global ecosystem again. So Sagri is founded in 2018. So we are still 6th year, and we are agri-tech as well as climate tech, bringing innovation. We are originally from Gifu University, so we're implementing the technology developed by Japanese university. In domestic business, we are partnering with MAFF Japan as well as the local government, such as Kobe City, and we are providing the digital mapping to improve efficiency of the farmland management. And in global business, actually, we are beyond ASEAN. We are going to Africa as well as South America, but today we want to focus on our discussion in ASEAN region. Let me stand here. So the reason why I'm here is the Sagri has technology which basically enables acceleration of the MIDORI Cooperation Plan. And we are very happy to have the opportunity back in last November in Jakarta at the Japan ASEAN Symposium, as well as the COP28 today. So what we do is we generate carbon credit using satellite data analysis as well as AI from the farmland. So this is a snapshot of our application. So if you are agriculture company or cooperative, you can register farmland immediately with precise farmland. Then you can check the progress of the planting via satellite NDVI. Then what's unique for Sagri is you can check the progress of the soil, soil parameter, including the carbon or nitrogen. This would be fundamental information for farmer to decide, for example, how much fertilizer to use. So let me share 3 key technologies Sagri has. First one is we call AI polygon. So this one we automatically detect farmland boundary with very precise accuracy. And we have learned a lot of images from all over the world. So including ASEAN, we are ready to expand. The one thing I want to emphasize is the Japanese farmland is very small, and it's similar in ASEAN region as well. So I believe as a private company, as a Japanese company, I think we have a superiority compared to US and EU in this area. And second one is the soil analysis using satellite data. This one basically we developed the algorithm to detect from the satellite wave data to assume the soil parameter. And the traditional soil sampling, farmer has to take the soil and send it to the laboratory. It takes around 1 month, and it's very costly. So for smallholder farmer, it's really difficult to try soil sampling. So we want to increase penetration of this soil sampling by using satellite data by drastically reduce the cost and time 10 times. Then farmer will be able to get soil parameter, such as this one. We will provide 12 parameters based on the satellite data. Then farmer will be able to optimize fertilizer amount based on the data they have. So we want to make the soil condition as much as visible to all smallholder farmers. The third one is still working in progress, basically. And we are working with JAXA to detect water presence from the satellite. And this one will be an effective tool to monitor AWD, which is water management. So currently, it's really labor intensive to check the AWD monitoring. But by introducing satellite, we believe we can decrease the cost. So for the crop time, we use the satellite, we cannot analyze everything, but basically we can do the rice, which is, critical food to ensure food security in ASEAN region. So as we are at COP28, I will explain how we mitigate the climate change, basically. So the data we can provide for soil, farmer will be able to reduce fertilizer amount whenever it's too much. Also, we can reduce the water amount by introducing AWD, which is going to reduce the methane emission, as well as the N2O from the nitrogen. So by combining our technology with the carbon credit scheme, we can make it very scalable. So carbon credit is a scheme where there is a project which reduces greenhouse gas emission, and there are companies who want to purchase the credit to offset their emissions. Basically, to be accountable for shareholders, they can claim as a net zero company. So this is summary of Sagri what to do. Basically, we utilize satellite data to analyze farmland condition, as well as water presence. Then we will reduce chemical fertilizer, or we will optimize water amount. That will reduce the cost at farmer side, as well as reduce impact on climate change. Then based on that activity, we are working together with carbon credit verification body. For the private one, it's a better or golden standard. And in the future, if we can develop the JCM scheme as well, we want to leverage JCM. The uniqueness of this business model is we will not ask farmers to pay anything. So basically, we will start a project together without no initial fee, and we will co-develop the carbon credit. Then, after carbon credit is developed and sold, we will give the back to farmers that amount as additional income. So from farmer point of view, they don't have to pay anything in advance. If they cooperate together with us, they can get additional income. So to do this one, we are basically partnering with local agri company or Ministry of Agriculture. So for those who are interested to partnering with Sagri, we want to really happy to talk with you. So from here, I want to go through the track record in ASEAN region. So first one, Thailand. So we have the partnership with the university, which has the very strong knowledge about local context, and we conduct a trial for carbon credit. And also we announced the partnership for the with CP Group, which is the biggest conglomerate in Thailand. And one thing to highlight is we are also selected by Japan MAFF for smart agriculture project, which we are currently working on. The next one is for Vietnam. It's similar to Thailand. We have signed MOU with the university, as well as local government in Mekong Delta region. And we started the project, and we hope we can expand to national level, as the Vietnam government already have a policy to reduce the carbon emission from the farmland. Next one is Indonesia. This is still working on progress, but we have signed a partnership with agri-tech company. Also, we are discussing with IPB, which is agriculture university. And we also with discussion with the Ministry of Agriculture for AI polygon development. Philippines, we are pretty much in progress with discussion with the government as the pilot project, as well as the university. We are working with UPLB. And this one we are also selected by Japan MAFF as the Smart Agriculture Project. Cambodia, I'm very happy that presentation Van Sem made was mentioning about Sagri technology. So we are going to start the pilot project with Cambodia MAFF. Hopefully it's going to be successful. And we are also discussing with USAID for the carbon credits project. Last but not least, for Laos, we are not still yet developing the plan, but we are discussing with the ministry as well as the university. And there is a business mission coordinated by JETRO next February. So we're going to go to the field and see what we can do. So that's the end of the presentation. And for those who are interested in Sagri, including the one joining from online, we want to have a discussion with you. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Sakamoto, for introducing the cutting-edge technology and its potential to optimize fertilizer applications, thus reducing NTO emission from farmlands. Now, thank you to all the presenters for the presentation on climate action and agriculture. Please give the presenters a round of applause. Okay. Next, we will have panel discussion. Dr. Thatsaka and Dr. Sam Van, please come up to the stage. And as well, we have presenters from Japanese private enterprises, Mr. Takeuchi and Mr. Ishizaki. Please also come up to the stage kindly. In the next half of our seminar, we have invited 4 panelists for further discussion. I will pass on to the moderator of this panel discussion, Mr. Suzuki Hashi, the Director of the Global Environmental Affairs Office of MAFF Japan. Please.
So now we'd like to move on to the panel discussion in which we will talk about how the private sector's technology can contribute to solve the key issue in Asia-Monsoon region. And we have 2 more Japanese companies, and Mr. Takeuchi is a representative of Ajinomoto. I don't think that I need to explain about Ajinomoto because all of you know about the company, and the CEO of the FAGA, the Mr. Ishizaki. And so first, please elaborate about more on Mr. Takeuchi about what is your company's business and your technology and the plan to implement your business in the ASEAN countries.
Thank you for your introduction. Hi, my name is Shohei Takeuchi from Ajinomoto. Ajinomoto is one of the biggest food and amino acid company originated from Japan. And we are providing the amino acid for not only human, but also for animal, especially dairy and beef cattle. And we are providing the amino acid-based solution to reduce the greenhouse gas emission derived from beef and dairy cattle. So today I'd like to introduce it. Let me share my screen. Yes, okay. So first, let me explain our flagship product, AgiPro-L, that is a lumen protect lysine. AgiPro-L is one of the core to reduce the greenhouse gas emission for dairy and beef cattle in our solution. And amino acid is the base of the protein. So it is important to make best balance of the amino acid in the feed to produce a high quality of the protein through dairy and beef cattle. And lysine is one of the essential amino acid. It is known to be the most deficient amino acid. So it is important to deliver the lysine into the body to make the best performance of dairy and beef cattle. But the lysine, ordinary lysine is decomposed in the lumen. So it is difficult to deliver the lysine into the body. However, Ajinomoto has developed a new granulation technology to protect the lysine in the lumen. And we implement this technology and we develop the AgiPro-L. And AgiPro-L can deliver the lysine into the body effectively, and this efficacy is the most highest in the world. And we have a lot of the evidence AgiPro-L can contribute to the sustainable dairy farming and sustainable beef farming. And one of the important effects is a reduction of the greenhouse gas with feed cost reduction. And our approach to reduce the greenhouse gas emission is optimization of the amino acid balance in the feed by increasing the efficacy of the usage of nitrogen. And there are two ways to make the best balance of the amino acid in the feed. The one is unlocking, limiting most deficient amino acid lysine by adding the Agipro-L. And it contributes to increase the amount of the amino acid into the body and increasing the productivity. And as a result, a farmer can reduce the operation day to produce the same amount of product, and it contributes to reduce all type of the greenhouse gas emission, such as methane from burp, manure, nitrous oxide from manure. And the other way is a reduction of the surplus amino acid by reduction of the natural protein consumption to compensate the most deficient amino acid with implementation of the Agipro-L. It contributes to reduce excess nitrogen from manure, resulting reduction of the nitrous oxide from manure while keeping the productivity. And with our technical data, our solution can reduce methane by 10%, nitrous oxide by 25%, and carbon dioxide from natural protein procurement by 20%. And in addition to the greenhouse gas reduction, our solution can reduce the feed cost. That is a quite unique feature of our solution, because when you would like to reduce the environment load, the cost tend to rise. But with using our solution as a base, you can implement a new technology to reduce the greenhouse gas emissions, such as a methane reduction additive, without increasing cost burden. And finally, our method have already registered in a Japanese carbon credit system called J-Credit, and making it possible to convert the GHG reduction into the economic value. Or it is easy to get the third-party certification. And actually, we have already started a collaboration with a Japanese dairy manufacturer with using this credit. And in this initiative, we, Asia-Monsson, provides a solution to the farmer through Japanese dairy manufacturer. And the farmer can reduce both feed costs and greenhouse gas emission. And in the part of the greenhouse gas reduction of the greenhouse gas emission, Asia-Monsson will convert this reduction into the economic credit through the application of the J-Credit. And we sell this credit to the Japanese manufacturer, dairy manufacturer. The Japanese dairy manufacturer will use this credit to offset their emission. And the consolation of the credit will be paid to the farmer as an incentive. So farmer can get both feed cost reduction and credit incentive. So that this double incentive will increase the motivation to join this system. So we can apply this system not only dairy manufacturer, but also the beef segment. So we would like to increase, or we would like to expand this kind of initiative with corporations related party to beef and dairy segment. And also we would like to expand this kind of initiative globally. So if you have any interest in our solution, please contact us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Takeuchi. So next, I'd like to ask Mr. Ichizaki. He has really ambitious vision to implement the methane reduction project from the paddy field in ASEAN countries. So could you share your your business and your ambition?
Okay, hi everyone. I'm Takahiro from FEGA, the agriculture carbon credit developer. I'm quite surprised, but I have a chance to show some slide, but it's okay. Let me explain about AWD and what we can do for each respective countries. Then maybe almost almost all of you know the AWD. So AWD is alternate wetting and drying. When the water is accumulated in the paddy field, the methane is produced by microorganization. Then if you cut off the water, then this production is reduced. This is how it works. Then what we can achieve from AWD is decarbonization and water conservation. And sometimes we can say the quality of production, then also the yield can be increased. So this is quite good for farmers, not only decarbonization point of view, but also the productivity as well. Then what we can help is three things. The first one is the AWD methodology. So AWD is not a super simple technology, but we need to make sure we can figure out the soil and cultivation condition. Then we need to design how to implement the AWD effectively. So we need to do this first step. But of course, we have a experience in Japan and Vietnam, so we can leverage this experience to introduce to each countries. Then also on top of that, we provide the app and some system to reduce the burden work for farmers. Farmers is most important stakeholder for this AWD, so we can help both sides. This is one. Then the second one is the funding. So if we implement the AWD, the irrigation system is required. But don't worry, we have an investor from Japan, quality conscious investor. So we can use the both voluntary carbon credits mechanism and also joint crediting mechanism, JCM, to implement the irrigation system for AWD. This is a point two. Then lastly, what we can do is fairness. So maybe you already know the most important contributor is farmers and local community. So we commit to share the outcome to local community and farmers. The company name FAIGA is coming from the term, Old English term fair. So I believe this is a very good company name. So sorry, this is my point of view. Yeah. Then, and what we need your help is actually the project to accelerate project speed. I mean, if it takes 2 to 3 years to start a project, our resource and money, investors' money tend to go to the other project. But if we can start from, let's say, next year, of course, we can commit to invest our resource and the investors' money to this respective company. So this is the most biggest challenge for us. Yep. So this is what we can do. Then my vision. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Ishizaki. And so next, I'd like to ask Dr. Ban, like the livestock sector is kind of one of the most kind of like developing industry in ASEAN region, including your country. And in your presentation, you show the interest to tackling the nitrogen oxide as well as credit. So Ajinomoto is a kind of a perfect kind of fitting technology to nitrogen oxide and the credit. So how do you think like the possibility to applying the Ajinomoto's technology in Asia-Monsoon region, including your country?
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity for the discussions on the utilizations of technologies in increase the resilience of agricultural sectors, especially in ASEAN country, particularly in Cambodia. I've seen the presentations by, at least here, two Japanese companies, right? One is from the Sagri, and another one from the Ajinomoto's. So, we have, let me start that we have all realized that climate change is real, and our practices of farmers in agricultural production system are more or less contributing to the climate change. So, I think that some people ask me why normally we do agriculture at the adaptation side, but we should also think that we do agriculture or we do farming in the way that not contribute to climate change. Okay, so that mitigation. Okay, so the technologies are called the solutions that are available nowadays, like presented by the Japanese company. I think that it is very important to be applied in the less developed country in Asia, like for example in Cambodia. So for example, the use of the satellite techniques and the use of the AI technologies, the AI technologies are becoming critically important because of, the cost that related to apply or adopt innovation. So the technologies can help to be more efficient in time, more efficient in resource utilization, and can also be, more economically, I think, in terms of profits, addressing also the environmental problem, also the social problem. The environmental problem, we can use it to optimize the chemical fertilizer applications. We can use it to better plan for the intervention in case of any disaster that caused by the climate change that damage the crop, and provide measures to help the farmers on time. So I think in as a whole that we need to work together, apply the innovation, apply the technologies to help the farmers become more resilient in their agricultural or farming practices. Yeah. So is that, yeah, I can say, yeah. If you have any question, I'm happy to interact with you. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Pan. Actually, like the mitigation or collaboration based on technology, it's like the key factor in this COP meeting. And so based on the presentation of Mr. Ishizaki, the figure, so I'd like to ask the Dr. Saphangthong, so how do you think the possibility you can collaborate with kind of AWD, because the reduction from the paddy field is essential. So how do you think the possibility in your region or Asia-Monsoon region?
Yes. As you see, my presentation, we can learn from the successful experience. It's very useful. Is today, government of Japan to invite the company to come, because right now, as we know, the government don't have enough fund to do research. Now it seems to be a company doing very well in the come up with the new way, new experiment, because they have more fund than the government. That's good opportunity for private company and government have to hold the hand to help each other, to help the farmer with this one. Of course, you can, as you see my presentation, I say we can learn from the successful experience, and Japanese have successful knowledge. You can say with ASEAN country, 10 countries, we are looking forward to cooperate with that. It's quite new technology for us, but we are willing to learn from you. That's my.
Thank you for your willingness to further cooperation with Japan. And I know as a moderator, it's we're running out of time. But briefly, I want to come back to Mr. Takeuchi and Mr. Ishizaki. So the ASEAN countries are showing the willingness to collaborate with Japan, but it should be sustainable collaboration and it should be business based. So could you share just briefly, your future plan to how to expand your business in ASEAN region? So, Mr. Takeuchi, please.
Yeah, first of all, I'm glad to introduce our technology today. So if today is a good opportunity to start a discussion to implement our technology in your strategy, that's very fine. And we need more stakeholder to expand or to scale our initiative. So we would like to involve the government or related party who have the same aspiration with us. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Takeuchi. And so it's a final remarks. So could you show your further commitment to how to tackle the global warming issue in Asia-Monsoon region?
Okay, thank you for giving me such a very big chance. Then actually, we are ready to implement our skill and technology to each respective countries. We are ready. Then also ASEAN country is not kind of the foreign country, but ourselves, because our team member is not only Japanese, but also from Myanmar or other countries. So we are keen to collaborate with you, not as just a business, but to accelerate the decarbonization, and also to not only environment, but also productivity, contribute to productivity, to food security, and also the farmers' happy life. So I would like to discuss with you. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Ishizaki, for your commitment. And I'm really sorry that we are running out of time, so we didn't have a time to take a question. But if you have any kind of interest, please let us know or let the MAFF know. And actually, now I have to close the panel discussion as well as this seminar. And this seminar, the purpose is just kickoff and the introduction of the Japan ASEAN MIDORI Cooperation Plan. And now we've confirmed that this plan can create a win-win project in our region. And but the important thing is to take the action. And I hope or we believe today is just kind of introduction of the plan, but the next year, on the same occasion, the COP29, still we don't know which will happen. But we can show the actual implementation project, which will be ongoing in ASEAN region. So I'd like to ask for the round of applause of those panelists and the presenter. Thank you today very much.